You don't have to taste anything. Did everyone get a chance to taste it? Wanted it? Oh, the vinegar is really good. So, so you strain off that vinegar, and when you strain off that vinegar, you have that juice. You can then add. This is crazy, but you could add more sugar, and it's called supersaturation. So for every for every water molecule, we're adding and bounding another sugar molecule. So every time the little teeny tiny microbes go to drink water, they're eating another cookie or another cake, and they're getting more and more thirsty, and they end up going to sleep. So that's the whole preservation stage. So it preserves them in time with sugar. If anyone's seen Star Wars, Han Solo and Carbonite, sugar is carbon. It's the same thing. It's being preserved in time. And then when you supersaturate it, what you're doing is you double the volume. So you're basically doubling the volume of your solution, which is going to help you in kind of efficiency for maintaining your land. And then also what's kind of cool is after you strain it off, or after you supersaturate it, you're going to get this ring of sugar on the bottom. Sometimes you'll notice this ring. And the sugar, that ring of sugar is like a preservation ring, and after you go through all your solution, you'll have that ring of sugar left over, and you're like, what am I gonna do with it? I don't know. So I found another solution for it. So what you can do is you can actually brew kombucha with it. So this is a kombucha. I'll pass some around. It's an interesting one. This is a kombucha with fermented. So the preserved sugar from the fermentation that I passed around, that was excess and left over, extra sugar. I fed this a kombucha mother, and this is with oregano that I grew. So it has a really interesting taste. I've also recently been making batches with mamaki and mugwort and lemon balm and mint and other things that I grow as well.
So you can use the ring of sugar, and do you have to like do it with the black tea to like start the kombucha, or you do it for like a one?
I've actually been doing it with green tea, so
that's what I use too.
But with the tea, like you're just mixing the leftover sugar with the tea and then.
Yeah, but I make sure the tea is completely cool before adding the mother. And the sugar. Yeah. But I heat it up and then let it cool naturally. But yeah, I'll pass this around. I think it's pretty good. It's unique. It doesn't really need so much of
That's pretty cool, right?
like a second ferment when you're making kombucha or jun or something, because it has it from the fermented sugar.
So how do you make brown rice vinegar?
Sweet. It's not cooking out all the way.
Brown rice vinegar, you kind of need to get, you kind of got to get this like kind of noodle thing. I've never done it before, so yeah. But you can basically, any plant that you do ferment, you can turn it into a vinegar. So the banana keiki, the mangoes, anything really.
Then could you use it in place of the brown rice vinegar, whatever vinegar you make?
Yeah, that's what you can totally do. So yeah, on the sheet I have brown rice vinegar, but that's just because that's what's in Korea. I should write like banana vinegar or what, like any kind of, you can do any kind of substitute that you make. So. It's kombucha.
This is oregano?
Oregano, yeah.
Oregano kombucha.
Yeah.
Wow, that's right.
It tastes weird, like a little. It's not what I expected by any means, but you like it? Yeah.
It's still very sweet.
It's a little sweet, yeah.
Yeah, we have another cup here. Sugar that you added, what was it fermented with?
It was fermented with banana cake, the same keiki plant juice, so the same one. But I have one now that I'm making with mamaki that I'm growing, and then with the excess of turmeric instead. So it's the leftover turmeric sugar. So it's gonna be turmeric and mamaki. See how it comes out.
Is this vinegar that you made, this would be like the banana cake vinegar, you'd use it instead of the brown rice?
Yeah. So you can use the mango vinegar, any type of vinegar. the vinegar, I made that one out of mango.
Oh, okay, right, but you said something about.
What I'm doing now is I have a batch that's brewing that I brewed mamaki tea that I harvested and then dehydrated. And then I'm using that as the tea, and then the sugar that I'm using is leftover fermented turmeric sugar. That's like that cap at the bottom. That's left
So
right.
you're making like a momaki kombucha?
Yeah, trying to.
Yeah, so don't, I thought you used the green maki doesn't have that.
Well, I'm doing mamaki and other kind of herbs with it, but I'm just trying it out to
I wanted
see.
to do maki roots myself, but I'm like, what if there's no caffeine? You know, I don't need that
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. So a cool thing is about 2 weeks ago, I was in my orchard and a puppy showed up. A mama dog and a puppy. And this is kind of just kind of an interesting thing that I learned. But before the puppy showed up, my friend reached out to me and said, hey, can you make me some fermented turmeric juice? Just like the banana juice, but with turmeric. For my dog, because my dog responds really well to it. And she actually got that suggestion and that medicine from an uncle that I used to study and practice La'au Apa'au with on Molokai. So I knew him personally, and it was just like really kind of synchronistic, and I was like, huh, why do you want me to make you this thing? Like, I've taught you how to make it, you know how to make it, whatever. So I made it, and then this puppy showed up, right? Thank you. And then what I learned about the fermented plant juice is turmeric's like really beneficial for your health and well-being, but sometimes you have to add like pepper to it, like black pepper, to like activate something within it.
White pepper too.
What's that?
You can do white pepper.
Or white pepper.
Both.
Both of them. So either one of those things, but when you ferment it in this way, you don't need to do that because you don't need to add that other thing to activate it
Breaks it
because it
down.
becomes water soluble. So it's instantly absorbable within your gut biome without any breaking down or anything like that. So the puppy, I was like, why am I making this medicine? So I make the medicine, and then this puppy shows up, and the puppy eats. Have you ever seen those big elephant ear leaves? The ape, they're poisonous. But the dog ate it, and the dog kind of got sick and was kind of like, its eyes were rolling around and it wasn't looking too happy. And I gave it some of this fermented turmeric juice, and within an hour, like a half hour, it was like a night and day difference. And I've been feeding it to the puppy every day since, and it's like so much energy, so much mana in it, and it seems to be really kind of beneficial. So I don't know.
That's why you need the medicine.
Yeah. So kind of a tangent story, but
Let's
So
keep
you're
going.
using the turmeric as making like a fermented plant juice, like the food.
yeah, the food. And she loves it. She'll I have a little dropper bottle, and she'll come up and open her mouth, and I won't have to open it for her. She really likes it, and it's just yeah. Even when she just wakes up, she'll take some, and then it's like ×2 energy or something. It's crazy. I'd recommend it for your dogs or any animals that you have it.
I have a question. What if you just put in a little bit of a few granules of pepper, you think, just for
Just in case.
culturally, in India and everywhere else, they always say you have to activate it, and supposedly with the pepper.
Well, if you want to be sure, I'm sure you could do that. But the whole point is that
Fermenting.
since it's water soluble, you don't need that. Yeah. Since it's water soluble, the whole cool thing is that you don't need the black pepper. But I'm sure it wouldn't hurt if you have some available.